Hey guys, so I decided to go ahead and do a military spouse tag. Basically, there's 25 questions that I answer and it kind of explains the military spouse life and what it's like to live in this life. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the questions, and if you guys have any other questions, just leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you. Okay, number one. How did you meet your spouse? Jared and I met in high school back in, he's gonna tell how old I am, in 1996, I believe. We were both sophomores, I think. We actually met at a Bible study group called Home Group. And then we were just sort of friends for about a year, and then we were in French class together. So yeah. How old were you when you two met? I believe I was 17, and he's actually younger than me, so he was either 16 or 17, I can't remember. Number three, how long have you been together? Okay, so we started dating November 1st of 1998. So we have been together for almost 18 years, I think. 17 or 18, if you do the math, I don't know. So yeah, we've been together for a long time, since 1998 we've been together, the year before we graduated. Where are you originally from? I technically am originally from the military. I actually was born and raised in the Air Force. My dad was in the Air Force, and so I was born in California, born in Merced at Castle Air Force Base, which no longer exists. But I only lived there till I was like 6 weeks old, and then I've moved like all over the world. So I'm, I guess, a military brat, is what they call it. So I'm not technically from anywhere. My husband and I met in Virginia, so that's kind of where I call home as of now, but my entire family lives in Louisiana. So I personally am not really from anywhere. My husband is originally from Oklahoma, so. Number five, how did you feel about him joining the military? I was supportive of him joining the military. He originally didn't know if he wanted to go with the Air Force or the Marine Corps, so he took one day and he went to both recruiting stations, and unfortunately the Marine Corps called him back first, so he went with the Marine Corps. And now in hindsight, 16 years later, we're both pretty happy with his decision. So yeah, he's done amazing at his job. Okay, where did your spouse go to basic training? He went to boot camp at Parris Island, South Carolina, because we were on the East Coast when he joined. Number seven, has your spouse been deployed? Yes, he has. He's been deployed 2 times, both times to Iraq, and he was deployed in, I can't remember the exact years, 2005. Yeah, 2005, that's when our first son was born, and then a few years later, so he's been gone twice. Number 8, ever been to his promotion ceremony? I think I've been to everything. Promotions, we've been to re-enlistments, like the whole 9 yards, so yes. Okay. Number 9, how long have you been a military wife? We have been married almost 15 years. September 1st will be 15 years, so that's how long I've been a military wife, for almost 15 years. Number 10, did you marry him before or after he joined? I actually married him after he joined. He joined about a year after high school, and we kind of not went our own separate ways, but we both had things that we had to get done before we got married. So it was about a year and a half after he joined before we got married. Okay. Number 11, how did your husband propose? Okay, so long story short, we have a tie to Applebee's. That was like our first date place. So I was away with my mom, and he was living in Biloxi, Mississippi at the time, and he came up to Georgia, which is where we were living, He actually met up with my dad earlier in the day, and then my mom and I were driving home, so we decided to meet them at Applebee's so that we could all just have a big reunion. So we're sitting there at dinner, and he is just staring at his food, and my mom looks at him and she goes, "I can't believe you haven't touched your food yet. What's wrong with you?" And he's just looking at her like, you have no idea. So he kind of gives the waitress like this wave of a hand or something. And he stands up and he pulls his chair away, and he got down on one knee on the floor, and he got everybody's attention in the restaurant, and that's how he proposed to me in Applebee's in Georgia. So, okay. Number 12. Where did you get married? We got married in Shreveport, Louisiana at Barksdale Air Force Base. Like I said, my family is from Louisiana. They pretty much all live in Shreveport, and we actually got married by the same pastor that married my parents, so that was a really cool treat for us. Okay. Number 13. How old were you when you got married? We were both 20. I was 2 months shy of being 21, so yeah, I was very close to being 21, but we were both 20 years old. Okay, number 14. Did he wear his uniform on wedding day? He absolutely did. He wore his uniform, and several of his friends wore their uniforms as well, so it was really special. Okay, number 15. Where are you and your spouse currently stationed? We are stationed in Okinawa, Japan right now. Living on Camp Foster. And I actually have a video of our housing area, actually a video of our house that I'll link in the description below. Number 16, do you live on base? Yes, we do live on base. When you come out to Okinawa, Japan, you have very slim chance of living out in town unless the criteria is just right. And when we showed up, they just happened to have a 4-bedroom house for us, so yes, we live on base. Okay, number 17, how long were you married when you had to go through your first separation? We were married about 2.5 years. We got married September 1st, 2001, and he had to go on a 1-year unaccompanied tour out here to Okinawa, Japan. So we were there for about 2.5 years, and then he got his 1-year unaccompanied assignment. So about 2.5 years. Number 18, what is your favorite base so far? By far, our favorite base is in Hawaii at Kaneohe Bay, or K-Bay. Love Hawaii. We were there for 3 years. It's amazing. We love it here in Okinawa, Japan as well, on the island. But Hawaii, Oahu is just amazing. Gorgeous. Can't say anything bad about it, to be honest. Okay, number 19. Do you think your spouse looks good in his uniform? Absolutely, yes. He looks amazing in his uniform. That's basically all I can say about that. Yes, he looks hot. Number 20. Do you think military life is more advanced than civilian life? I don't think that military life is more advanced. I think that those that join the military have to grow up a little bit faster. I just think it's different. It's different for everybody. It's just something that you have to get used to. I personally have, like I said, kind of been in the military scene my whole life because I was born and raised in the military and continue with my husband being in the military. So this is kind of like home for me. It's all I know. The military is all I know. Number 21, do you like the benefits you receive as a military dependent? Yes, in short. We basically have free medical, which is amazing. The care that we get isn't always amazing, but because it's free, you can't complain. But yes, in the long run, one of the reasons that he's going for his 20-year mark is because we get military benefits when he retires. So yes, we like the military benefits. Number 22, do you have a lot of military wife friends? Yes, that's basically all I can answer for that one. Number 23, what is the hardest part of military life? The hardest part for us is not getting to see family, the kids not getting to be around family all the time, having to move often. Every 3 years we move around. The kids, now that we have 3 kids, now that they're getting older, they're starting to understand that we're not staying in the same place for very long, so that's starting to take a toll on them, which is one of the reasons that, you know, after the 20-year mark, we might consider retiring. It just kind of depends on where we're at. Okay, number 24, do you own military stuff? Absolutely. I own not a ton of military stuff, but yes, I do own military stuff. I try and get at least a shirt or something from each base that we go to remember the base by, to remember that time period in our life. I have spouse shirts supporting like my husband's battalion and that kind of thing. I have memorabilia, so yes, I do, especially being in 15 years or being married 15 years, yes, I do have a lot of military spouse stuff. Number 25, do you support your spouse as a member of the military? Absolutely. He knew from early on that he wanted to be in the Marine Corps or that he wanted to be in the military. He's always loved the life. He's always loved the uniform. He loves the structure. It makes him who he is. It has made him who he is. He loves it. I love him for it. He's made a career out of it, and I am super, super proud of him. The whole family is, and yes, we're very, very supportive of him being in the military. So anyways, that was my 25 questions. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. You can put them in the comments below. Again, I will link a couple of other videos to this video down below, and I have more ideas coming up. So if you guys want to see more, then stay tuned, and don't forget to thumbs up this video and hit the subscribe button down below, and stay tuned for other videos. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye!